Hello guys, it's Rupert here and I'm going to be predicting the Premier League table for the 23-24 season. So I'm going to start with the worst to the champions of the Premier League, with 20th being Bournemouth. I just think Bournemouth, I don't even know where Bournemouth is in England. They haven't got any star strikers. They were okay last season, so that's why I'm putting them rock bottom of the Premier League. Next in 19th I've got Sheffield United. They came second in the Championship. They were a bit shaky, and I don't know much about Sheffield United to be fair, so I'm just going to put them 19th, relegation. Now 18th, big surprise, I put Chelsea, and I know all of you will be saying, oh, they brought Nkunku, they might get Mbappe, but realistically, like last season, they'll spill the cash, but nothing will happen. And this season, they're getting relegated. Now, just avoiding relegation, we've got Wolves. They sold Ruben Neves at 26, just entering his prime, to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, they're just going to come 17th, just make it. Then we've got Everton, who will also be fighting the relegation battle like they have for the past 3 years. I think the only reason they won't get relegated is Jordan Pickford. What a legend that man is. He'll save Everton. They haven't brought many players in, but Jordan Pickford is the man. 15th, I've gone for Nottingham Forest. Also, I don't know much about Nottingham Forest, but they were pretty good last season. West Ham, they're going to come 14th. They sold their best player, Declan Rice, but they've still got a very decent team. David Moyes, he's a very good manager. I really like Luton Town, so I put them 13th. Their journey from League 2, the 2017-2018 season, and they've risen through the leagues, and now it's the Premier League, and I'm very sure and hopeful that they'll stay in the Premier League on 13th, so very solid position mid-table. Next, Crystal Palace, just as usual, mid-table. They might have sold Zaha, but I think Olise and Edouard will just replace them. They just seem to stay mid-table. They don't fight for European football, but they're never in a relegation battle, so I think many of you will agree, mid-table, 12th. Then I've gone for Fulham in 11th. They haven't got Mitrovic, and they've still got some decent players like Willian, Leno, Palhinha, but I think 11th. Then moving on to their West London rivals, Brentford. Tony's still on ban until January for his betting, but Mbeumo and Wissa will be able to score as many goals as he did last season. They might have sold Raya, but I think they'll definitely bring in a new keeper who will be very good for them. So I think Brentford are going to finish solidly in 10th. I've gone for Burnley, who were absolutely amazing last season in the Championship, and they beat the best Portuguese side, and Vincent Kompany is an amazing manager, so that's why I think they're going to come 9th. Then I've gone for Liverpool in 8th. They're going to start very slow, just like last season, and the main reason is I think Sadio Mane was an amazing player for Liverpool, and I do not know why they sold him last season. He was absolutely amazing, and now I think they're going to come 8th. Aston Villa in 7th. Their pre-season's been absolutely wonderful. They've signed some good players like Tielemans. That's why they're going to come 7th. Then I've got Manchester United in 6th. Ten Hag's a very good manager, but I really preferred Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Their players are a bit shaky. I think Marcus Rashford is an amazing player, the best player in the world right now, but he can't carry the whole of Manchester United. They've made good signings like Onana, but in my opinion, they're just going to come 6th, just Europa League football. Brighton are just going to miss out on Champions League football. De Zerbi's an amazing manager, but they're going to be focused on the Europa League this season. But they've got Matoma and Ferguson, two very good players. But one thing I'm not certain on is they've sold McAllister to Liverpool, so I don't know how the midfield's going to be going, but I still think they're going to solidly come 5th. Now we've got the Champions League spots, with Tottenham just coming in the Champions League. The reason why I think Tottenham will come is if Harry Kane stays, his link up with Maddison will be absolutely amazing. New manager who I think is going to do very well, Postecoglou, and they're not going to be focused on any European football because they didn't qualify last season. So I think all their focus is going to be on the Premier League, And with all that focus, they're going to get European football. They're going to get fourth. Third, I've gone for Manchester City. They were absolutely amazing last season, winning the treble. Erling Haaland, 56 goals, was it? Breaking the Premier League record. But Gundogan went to Barcelona. I think he was bossing that midfield. One of Manchester City's most underrated and best players. But that's why I think they're going to come third. Very solid, but they're going to drop points to teams like Crystal Palace, West Ham, Aston Villa. The champions of the Premier League, it's either going to be Newcastle or Arsenal. And in my opinion, the amazing squad full of young players, it's going to be Arsenal winning the Premier League. Saka's grown a year older, will get much better. They've got one of the best midfielders at the moment, Declan Rice. Saliba was a big part of their team last season, and in my opinion, the reason why they just bottled it to Manchester City is because Saliba was injured. Then Havertz, he's an okay striker, and he's very tall, giving the attack of Arsenal a bit of height. And they've got an amazing young squad. Arteta's amazing young manager, and I think they're going to bring it all the way to the top. They just bottled it last season, but I think this is the season for them. And Newcastle second. I mean, they've got the money. They're making some good signings, but they've had a solid pre-season. Haven't lost in their pre-season, but I think they're going to come second, which is still a very, very good spot. But Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.